Welcome everyone to this Finance Magnates webinar. I'm Yam. I'm the editor-in-chief of Finance Magnates news website. And today we're hosting Nahum Greenberg.
Hello.
He's a pro. Hey Nahum, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Nahum is a product manager of B2CONNECT at B2Broker, and he brings a unique perspective as a crypto-native tech visionary with deep traditional finance roots. Nahum previously served as a hedge fund CEO, and now he's engineering the next generation of institutional liquidity infrastructure that's transforming how markets connect. And to put it in simple words, what's liquidity in 2025? It's very different than what it used to be,
Yeah,
even in the last years. Nahum has prepared a really thorough presentation that would guide us in today's liquidity world, and especially what B2Broker as a primary provider can offer you brokers. So Nahum, the stage is all yours. We'd love to hear what you have to say.
yeah, sure.
Just one thing, at the end of the presentation, we will have a Q&A session. Any liquidity issues, Nahum is a great person to ask. He'll be happy to help. Nahum, let's start.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, I just wanted to specify that we wouldn't only use the presentation. There also be a major part of the webinar will be the live demo. So just be prepared and yeah, ask a lot of questions. Thank you, guys. Let's start. Okay, so that's myself. Actually, I'm with B2Broker for the past 4 years, and before that, over 10 years, I've been serving as a chief operation officer of a hedge fund. And yeah, and so I can see the issues of liquidity both from the sell side and from the buy side. And actually, it gave me a lot of ideas how to engineer the next generation liquidity infrastructure. So what we are going to discuss during this webinar. First of all, we'll take a look at the evolving liquidity landscape. Then I'll introduce the B2CONNECT product that I manage and developed for the past 4 years, and it has been present as an internal liquidity infrastructure service even before that at B2Broker. B2CONNECT is a crypto native liquidity hub. So it'll take some introduction to get to know this product. We'll learn what does it mean to go beyond the traditional aggregation and what are the limitations of the aggregation as we know it right now. We'll take a look at the use cases and the integration that currently B2CONNECT serves. And then we'll take a look at the what sort of competitive differentiation leverage can B2CONNECT provide to both liquidity providers and the liquidity consumers. And as Yam has mentioned, there is a Q&A session, so we hope that you'll ask a lot of questions. So let's take a look at the liquidity landscape right now, and I agree that even in the past couple of years, it has changed drastically. And let's see what sort of liquidity landscape we are looking at. So first of all, it's about fragmentation. The liquidity is highly fragmented, and you can look up the latest research by the consulting companies, and some of them claim that 65% or more of the trading platform, they are concerned, they cite the fragmentation of the liquidity as a number one problem in the market today. So then another challenge is that limited depth of market, and not all the liquidity providers or even a trading platform cover all the assets. The assets are actually divided in silos, and especially challenging asset classes right now are crypto derivatives and even crypto spot for different reasons, which we'll uncover. And of course, there are insufficient connectivity options. This fragmentation is not only about the price discovery and or execution problems. Those are also there are also technological gaps in the current liquidity infrastructure, because the traditional institutional liquidity infrastructure relies heavily on the FIX protocol, Financial Information Exchange Protocol, and there is most of the crypto markets rely on some other protocols such as REST API, WebSockets. So there is a technological gap as well. And of course, the conclusion is that currently the trading solution, they are not built for crypto, even though there is a lot of interest, and the interest is existing and rising among the institutional investors and trading platforms to the crypto. Some issues still remain, and let me give you an example. For instance, some trading platforms still support 4 or 5 digits of decimal precision, whereas the crypto assets, they support 8 or 13 digits of decimal precision. Therefore, even in order to convert the crypto native liquidity into liquidity consumable by the trading platform, there has to be some effort involved. So those are challenges, and we'll see what sort of demand is present in the current part. So first of all, it's multi-asset trading, because the demand on the market is to break those silos and get access to the multi-asset trading environment, multi-asset accounts, get access to the margin consisting of all the available asset classes and assets. So the second demand is that there is a need for institutional grade infrastructure, because current infrastructure, it is built for Forex and other traditional assets. It is not built for crypto assets or crypto liquidity. So what market currently demands is seamless access to all this liquidity, the full spectrum from the traditional Forex, CFDs, NDFs, crypto spot, crypto derivatives, and perpetual futures, which brings each of those classes brings its own characteristics and its own parameters. Again, a simple example is we're talking about the swap fees with CFDs or Forex position, but in the crypto world with perpetual futures, we are talking about the funding fees. So it's different. It's not readily supported in the traditional communication protocol. Therefore, a crypto native solution is necessary in order to bridge all those gaps. So I did mention that about the legacy Forex infrastructure. A good example of the gap that needed to be bridged is the order book depth, because if we are looking at the traditional trading platform, we are looking at tens of price level in each level 2 quotes in each order book, and it is not. I mean, there are some modern platform platforms that support hundreds of order book levels. But if we are looking at a typical crypto exchange, we're looking at 1,000 level price levels order books or 5,000 level price levels order book. Therefore, those liquidity realities need to be supported. And of course, there is a demand, increased demand for synthetic instruments involving crypto, involving traditional assets, using those synthetic instruments, fractional instruments, using those instruments, the trading platform, and it is research, actually market research based. They are achieving better, higher trading volume and better, user retention because the synthetics allows creating a unique liquidity streams. So yeah, once we've learned this, let me introduce a product that I manage and engineer for last 4 years. It's B2CONNECT, and the important characteristics of B2CONNECT is that it is built crypto native. It's built for crypto for the ground up. It's been developed since November 2010. I've joined the team in 2021, and yeah, the main characteristics of B2CONNECT is that it is not built over the old Forex infrastructure. It is built from scratch. It is a greenfield product aimed especially for crypto. It is purpose built for both the digital assets and traditional assets, traditional Forex spots, CFDs, and DFs, etc. And it was built with superior connectivity options in mind, and also it is built to achieve the highest executional quality, lower latency, higher fill rate ratios, and lower slippage. And of course, it's future-proof. I'll show a bit ahead that what does it mean? How does B2CONNECT build to adapt to the changing reality of the market and shifting paradigms? So B2CONNECT is built to serve both the liquidity providers and liquidity consumers. And just to make sure that everybody in the audience understand what does it mean, those are participants in the liquidity ecosystem. And what liquidity makers basically do, they maintain liquidity pool. They serve as a source of quotes, and they serve as order execution platforms. So they primarily they monetize risk, okay? And that's on one hand. And on the other hand, there are liquidity takers or consumers of liquidity, which looking for access to deep liquidity, pre-aggregated liquidity. They subscribe to price feeds. They place orders. They use a different model of execution in order to execute end user orders and place it on the liquidity providers. And actually, those trading platforms, mainly liquidity takers, they are monetizing the commissions or spread okay? And they prefer not to take risk. They are transferring risk to hedging. Sometimes they internalize risk, but mainly they are looking into transferring this risk. So that's what sort of a user audience that B2CONNECT serves. And let's see what we've achieved and what we are working on achieve it. So first of all, to address those challenges, we are handling 1,000 levels of order books, and we are handling unlimited number of symbols. Of course, it takes a lot of computing resources and cloud resources to maintain all those order books locally. We are providing the extensive connectivity to all sort of liquidity providers and trading platforms. And initially, B2CONNECT was built to cover as wide, as wide support for all the asset classes available. Those are, I did mention about the traditional assets, crypto spot assets, crypto derivative, etc. And what does such support means? Such support means that in the fragmented market, we are looking at different contract specification for, let's say, crypto derivatives or CFD in traditional assets. By the way, traditional assets, they are more or less standardized, but the crypto assets, they all feature different contract specification. Sometimes, I mean, you've probably seen that sometimes digital assets, they are traded in contracts of 1,000 assets per contract, etc. And sometimes such derivatives priced in terms of all those thousands of assets, but sometimes each contract is assigned some face value. Therefore, a modern solution for liquidity acquisition and distribution, the liquidity hub, it has to support a lot of options in terms of contract sizes, contract specification as well. So we can connect to all sorts of platforms, aggregate the liquidity, and distribute it to the trading platform in the way that the trading platform understands it. Unify and standardize this sort of liquidity across all the liquidity provision platform. So, and another prominent feature of B2CONNECT is its synthetics engine. You can engineer synthetic crosses or inverted pairs or fractional instruments, and it allows you, first of all, customize the trading instruments to improve the end user experience of the trading platforms. And of course, it allows you to create unique trading instruments and boost the customer retention. B2CONNECT is built as cloud first, but it is infrastructure agnostic. So you can actually, it can be deployed. It is a SaaS, but it can be deployed both in cloud or in some cases, it can be deployed on bare metal. In order to provide all those connectivity options that I mentioned, we are supporting all sorts of APIs, FIX protocol, both as a client, as a server, REST API endpoints. We use WebSocket to subscribe to market data and to read execution reports, and we are supporting also gRPC. So why would we choose to expand those connectivity options beyond the traditional FIX protocol support? It's because that not always the digital asset platform support FX protocol, and sometimes, even though there are a growing number of crypto exchanges that do support FX protocol, sometimes what we see there is that it is better in terms of performance, in terms of execution quality. Sometimes it's better to subscribe to, for instance, liquidity via the WebSocket and just place trade via the FX protocol, because what matters is performance, and any combination of the supported technology is used in order to squeeze this extra performance from the connection. I did mention about the crypto native liquidity hub. What does it mean? It means that we understand in depth the liquidity, the crypto liquidity. It means that we are employing multiple connectivity paths. We are making redundant connections through different API server clusters, different protocols, and employ automatic failover in order to provide the non-interruptible liquidity stream and executions. And all those connectivity options, they not only include the crypto providers, they include prime liquidity providers for traditional assets. They include liquidity aggregators, and those liquidity aggregators, we can acquire liquidity from the liquidity aggregators, or we can distribute the liquidity to the liquidity aggregators. So it's bi-directional support. And trading platforms, they are supported as well. We have out-of-box integration with B2Trader, a trading platform developed by B2Broker, and also third-party trading platform. One example is CTrader. So let's take a look at the picture. Picture is worth 1,000 words, and then we are diving into the live demo, so you can see what sort of functionality B2CONNECT does have. So let's take a look at the right side of this presentation. So those are liquidity provisioning platforms such as crypto exchanges, margin liquidity, margin trading instrument liquidity providers, all sorts of liquidity aggregators serving as the liquidity providers. In this category, you can include also dark pools, OTC dealing desks, and other trading platform that maintain deep liquidity pools and wish to distribute this liquidity. So we are using adapters, different sort of adapters to connect to the liquidity providers that do not support FX protocol. I did mention the usual suspects: REST API, WebSocket, and gRPC. And also, B2CONNECT includes FX server and FX client, which can be both of which can be used in order to subscribe to the liquidity on liquidity provider. Then there's a lot of business logic supported inside the liquidity engine, and at the end, what we are allowing the liquidity consumers to do is to subscribe to the quotes. Those quotes are normalized. They are, they are in compliance with whatever trading platform supports in terms of decimal precision, order book depth, etc. And they're subscribing to those sources of liquidity. The supported platforms include brokers, exchanges, liquidity aggregators that subscribes to liquidity, okay, and also payment gateways and some other, trading platforms or consumers of liquidity. Those price feed is distributed to those platforms, and when an order is placed on this platform, it's being transmitted to B2CONNECT trading engine. They are drawn as separate, but actually they are, of course, interconnected. And the trading engine converts the order placed via the trading platform and places it on the supported liquidity providers. Again, we are accepting those orders via FX server or gRPC server, and then we are using all those adapters, or can use a fixed server or fixed client to place those orders on the liquidity provider. That's how it works. Let's see. Let's jump into the live demo. Wait a sec, I'll switch the wait a sec. Yep. Okay, so what we see here is the interface. The hosts of this webinar suggested that I a bit enlarge the font, so there's a lot of less data included on the screen. So usual admin, of course, they'll prefer to see those figures a bit smaller in smaller fonts and include a lot more information on this. So what we have here is margin accounts maintained on the B2CONNECT. Of course, it's not always necessary because, for instance, you can choose to bridge spot providers directly without any margin accounts because it's spot. Yeah, but margin accounts, they are provide interesting options. For instance, even though you are trading spot on your platform, you can hedge those trades with, for instance, perpetual futures. And for this purpose, you can use those accounts. So you can see that the margin is calculated each tick. Unrealized P&L, equity, balance, etc. They are margin level. They are constantly calculated on each tick. And the system provides useful events such as margin call. I see that couple of accounts reached the margin call status. So what sort of things we can expect in the in such an account? Yep. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Yeah, it's been inactive for too long. So still, what we see some details, all those margin parameters calculated, and also open position. Everything is calculated on each tick. You can manage funds for each account, either deposit or withdraw funds from these margin accounts. You see the account history, order history, and if the or some order, some trade is filled in several fields, then you can see the field history, and of course there is a position history displayed. So let's jump in. You can create as many accounts as you want, but usually it takes only one or a couple of accounts for each platform, and so you can aggregate several platforms on into one B2CONNECT instance. You can create a commission profile, margin requirement profile, or trading platform suitable for each account, and then assign those profiles to each account that you've created. And there is a meticulous journal for instance being maintained in order to see which user made which change to the account systems. the system is capable of notifications. Each user can be assigned different types of notifications. It can be system notifications, it can be risk notifications, or business-related notifications such as account activation, deactivation event. And the liquidity can be configured very easily. The best way and the most useful way to configure liquidity for a couple of thousand of symbols is to just import the it as a file, but you can also we'll see a bit in the future how can symbols be added in ones or twos, etc. So the actually instance configuration is the most used interface. The second most used interface is the changing the credentials. So in order to interact with the liquidity makers, liquidity providers, you have to enter some credentials, and for in order to do it, you are choosing the type of the maker platform, and in this case, what you need is to enter API's key, a pair of API keys. Those are encrypted and not shown once those keys are entered. So in order to interact with the maker platform, you have to insert the maker keys. And in order to connect the trading platform, and trading platform most frequently they are connected via FX API, you can generate the credentials right away. So it's let's call it FM and proceed. And I've just created the credentials that would allow the trading platform to connect to the B2CONNECT liquidity hub. So there's also a pair of credentials generated. One is for trading session and one is for quoting session. And once generated, you can see and copy those credentials. When you leave this session, those credentials will be, you won't be seeing them, and you'll have to generate again if you lose those credentials, but they are generated very easily in one click, so it's not a big deal. You can always generate those credentials and connect your trading platform, at any moment. So the instance contain symbols. There can be quite a lot of them. I did mention that the number of symbols is actually unlimited. It can be a couple of thousand easily. Also, you can add assets. What we need is just the name of assets and the decimal precision of such assets, and you can add asset, and you can use the asset classes by default. B2CONNECT support all sort of asset classes, both traditional and crypto spot or crypto derivatives, but you can also use and add some custom assets if you wish. So let's get back to the symbols. You can add a symbol by choosing a class of such a symbol. Let's see FX, and then you can create a symbol from base and quote assets that you've added previously, and you can select price precision, amount precision, add comments, and enable quoting on trading for such an assets very easily. And it doesn't matter what sort of asset class does it make. But yeah, but I did mention about a couple of thousand symbols, so it doesn't make a lot of sense to add them one by one. Therefore, an import interface is available. Let's see how it works. So there are, I can add quite a lot of symbols simultaneously. And if something is missing in definition, that the system helpfully, give you hints what sort of thing you have to change. So the quote assets is missed, so I can choose USDT as a quote asset, and I see that, yep. Well, doesn't matter. I could just delete the symbols because it's sort of I don't like it. So let's try importing it. So all those symbols are primed for quoting, but if I would like to enable trading immediately, then I can achieve it in this interface as well. And let's see. So yep, I just imported quite a bunch of symbols, and it shows you that you can manage the symbols in the system quite easily. So so first of all, it's a global instance configuration, then credentials, then you can add or remove symbols because they are listed and unlisted on trading platform quite frequently. And of course, you can set up connectors, okay? So those connectors can be different. What you want to do is just name this connector, select which adapter is available. It can be anything. It can be a fixed adapter, or it can be WebSocket plus REST adapter or gRPC adapter. You can comment it and add this adapter very easily and enable or disable it on this interface. Once you've gone through all this procedure, the actually you can just import the whole configuration in one go, and the B2CONNECT instance is configured and ready to acquire the liquidity based on the available adapters and distribute it via the taker credentials that you've created. So that's how B2CONNECT works. And if you have any question, then the Q&A session will be available. So let's get back to this presentation. So
I just want
yeah,
want to jump in and say that
sure.
if someone has a question, you can write it in the chat. Please write in because it's a complicated topic.
Yeah.
And so if you have a question, even if it's technical, write it in the chat, and Nahum will see the questions and reply after the presentation.
All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, let's move on. So what sort of integrations are available out of the box with B2CONNECT? So we're supporting quite a lot of crypto exchanges, including the futures or derivatives exchanges. And actually, we can add those adapters that you've seen in via the interface. You can add it on demand. The B2CONNECT is built in such a way that the adapters can be added modularly. It's not a monolith system. It's a modular system that easily adapts to the changes. So what you have here is you have native out-of-box integration with major crypto exchanges. And depending on the platform, sometimes separate integration is needed for the futures or derivatives platform and for the spot platform. And you can execute the acquire the liquidity and place orders seamlessly across all those exchange environments. And I did mention it. So B2CONNECT is a multi-asset platform. It's not about just the crypto. Any type of asset or asset classes is supported. It takes a bit of more effort to acquire liquidity from crypto markets, but actually, it's B2CONNECT is agnostic to any asset classes or assets. It can be the liquidity can be configured to fit any liquidity consumer. So let's see what sort of competitive differentiation one can achieve with B2CONNECT. First of all, I did mention the synthetics engine, which was built not as add-on, but it's actually a core system as one of the collection of services that started B2CONNECT as a product. So you can use the synthetics engine in order to engineer synthetic crosses. Doesn't matter to which classes legs of this instrument belongs. Of course, you have to be mindful about the synthetic instruments that you create, because it can present regulatory challenges. So yeah, but as technological platform, B2CONNECT doesn't have any limitation on this. You can create fractional instruments. You can create inverted pairs of instrument if you would like to, present your view on trading to your end users. So there's a lot of business logic involved in order to build those order books for synthetic instruments correctly, and so you can manage it easily. All those quotes are calculated in real time, and you can apply parameters such as fractions in order to achieve exactly the build of the instrument you would like to get access on your trading platform or on your liquidity provider. So, and of course, such synthetic instruments allow you to differentiate, because you can create custom trading instruments, and they may not be available on other platforms. You can, and it is done without any additional technology overhead. It is done on the same platform that provides you the liquidity. So using synthetic instruments, you can achieve higher trade retention rate. I did mention in the beginning of this presentation that there are market research in this regard, that providing unique trading instrument does improve the retention rate, can achieve increased trading volumes, and actually you can even expand the asset coverage without needing to achieve accounts on multiple liquidity providers. So if some instrument is missing and you have access to its legs, then you can create such an instrument yourselves. So what B2CONNECT does for liquidity providers is extended reach for the liquidity these providers wishes to distribute, access new market segments. That means that all those integrations that B2CONNECT has out of box, it can be, it can extend your liquidity offering, and the high trading volumes as a function of the wider array of trading instruments that you provide. So, and for trading venues, I use a very wide definition of trading venues. It could be exchanges, currency converters, brokers. It can be even a hedge fund can use B2CONNECT as a liquidity infrastructure in order to execute trades on multiple trading on multiple liquidity providers, and even payment gateway, crypto payment gateway can be such a trading venue. So for trading venues, B2CONNECT can offer this differentiation, both in terms of the liquidity. Okay, the specifications of liquidity. I did mention about the maintaining order books with thousands of price levels, and both and in terms of unique instruments. You've seen that you can actually connect a liquidity provider in a couple of clicks. Just create a connector and add. If you're executing on this liquidity provider, you can add credentials to establish the trading session. So it doesn't apply any technology overhead just in order to get access to some liquidity, and you are achieving enhanced trading experience. So the end users on the trading venue can actually benefit from connecting B2CONNECT because of the increased quality of order books that can be distributed to the liquidity platform. Okay, and of course, all those factors can translate to higher volumes and retention rate for your end users. If we are looking at the future of liquidity infrastructure, and I'm of course biased, and I'm looking at it from the end viewpoint of B2CONNECT. So what I'm looking at, then I'm thinking about the liquidity infrastructure is, of course, first of all, a superior connectivity, independent on the asset classes, protocols, etc. So break silos, achieve wider connectivity, that sort of things that we are trying to accomplish. Enhanced order books, enhanced depth of market, because the trading volume are in some asset classes, they are spiking, and there are different trading platform, and sometimes they overuse algorithmic orders, and you have to take it into consideration in order to achieve a desired execution quality. And of course, there's a need to achieve differentiation through expanded offering of unique trading instrument, unique price feeds, etc. And one of the challenges that we are looking at is, I did mention the adapters that we are creating in order to achieve this superior connectivity. And one of the challenges that we are looking at is the creating adapters for decentralized exchange, adapters for directly to blockchains, because right now B2CONNECT is liquidity infrastructure, provides liquidity infrastructure for centralized exchanges only, and centralized liquidity providers for traditional assets. That sort of future of liquidity infrastructure we are looking at, and I think that we are ready to accept questions. There's 11 minutes until the end of the webinar. Therefore, I would welcome any questions. Please, go ahead and
Okay,
yeah,
if anyone has any questions, please write them in the chat or raise your hand. We will gladly answer. But in the meantime, I have a question of
yeah,
myself.
yeah, sure.
Um, let's say someone wants to use this solution you just presented us with.
Mhm.
What technical requirements are necessary in order to implement this solution B2 connector offering?
Okay, thank you. So you can visit the BitBroker website and see the FIX protocol specification that I needed in order to connect to the B2Connect. So we are maintaining public FIX API, and any third-party product can be integrated with this API specifications.
And can you walk us through integrating a new liquidity provider?
All right. All right. Excellent. So yeah, so I did mention about the adapters. So if we hear from a client or from an internal sources, we hear that there is a need for integrating a new liquidity provider, then we are developing an adapter. It takes somewhere maybe 6 weeks or less in order to implement this adapter. And once implemented, it is placed in the B2Connect system and became available as a connector. So you can use this adapter in order to connect it. So from the user perspective, it's quite simple. Once the connector is available for the platform that we have requested, they can configure it. And at our end, it means that we are implementing the adapter using all those technologies that are available on this particular platform. If they use FX protocol, so we are adding a new FX specification to our either FX client or FX server, which are part of B2Connect. If it's a platform that supports gRPC, it can be a trading platform such as CTrader, for instance, or some other platform that supports gRPC. Then we are using the gRPC protocol buffers in order to create the adapter. And if it's normal crypto exchange that uses WebSocket and REST API in order to distribute the liquidity and accept orders for execution, place order placement, then we are using those protocol. It takes a bit of work, but once the work is done, then admin of B2Connect can integrate this new adapter into configuration just in a couple of clicks. That's about
Okay,
it.
yeah, we have two questions from participants. The
All
first
right.
one is, do you have a custom mark depth feature?
Yes. Yes. So you can, yeah. So the BitConnect acquires any depth of liquidity, and for instance, 1,000 levels available on some of the crypto exchanges, and we can aggregate, or we internally call it consolidate, this order book into a 20 or 10 price levels that are compatible with the trading platform that would like to get this liquidity. So yeah, so you can specify the order book that you are willing to consume, and it can be adjusted with the B2Connect configuration. It is configurable via the CSV file, which I indicated can be imported. So it's quite a simple procedure.
Okay, second question. I have MT4 platform. How can I connect to your solution?
Yeah, right now B2Connect does not have the plugin, the server plugin that needed for MT4. So what? But but of course B2Connect does distribute liquidity to this platform because it's one of the most widespread platform in the world. So we have to use the third-party aggregators in order to distribute because the server plugin is still in development.
Okay, that's good news. Okay, we have several minutes left, so I'm still curious about something
Okay.
about how the synthetics engine work for creating custom trading instruments.
Okay. So I, there are several types of synthetic instrument. Those can be synthetic crosses. Those can be fractional instruments, and those can be inverse pairs. So the most widespread synthetic instrument is synthetic cross, and all you have to do in order to engineer the synthetic cross is have one symbol as the first leg or quote leg for this synthetic pair, and another one as the base leg and quote leg for this synthetic pair. Let me give you an example. For instance, you would like to create a synthetic symbols Bitcoin to gold. So, and yeah, it's a cross-asset synthetic instruments. So you can use spot or perpetual futures quotes for Bitcoin to USDT, and as a base leg, and for instance, AUX to USD as the quote leg. Okay, so you can enter this in the synthetic engine, and synthetic engine will create a appropriate synthetic instrument for you. And of course, you can adjust using a coefficient. You can adjust the difference between the, for instance, between the AUX and actual price of gold as you see it. Okay, as it's that is conforms to your view of this trading instrument. And of course, you can add the quote USDT to USD, for instance, in order to in order to account for difference between the tether and to USD quotes in order to be for this synthetic instrument to be accurate. And if something depegs from someone else, then you won't accept any risk. So that's how it works.
Okay, my last question for today is you were talking about being crypto native, right?
Yep.
So how is the solution of B2CONNECT stand out compared to other solutions?
Yeah. Okay.
On
Thank you.
the
That's
on this specific definition of being a crypto native.
yeah. Okay. So most solutions that support crypto liquidity are taken from the traditional finance, and there's an addition built over the existing liquidity solution, and it has some limitation. What B2CONNECT is a crypto native solution because it was built especially and as a greenfield development project to achieve compatibility with the crypto centralized crypto exchanges. So we support all those protocols that centralized crypto exchanges support. And I did mention that we are implementing multiple redundant connectivity to all the API server clusters that are available on particular exchange. So we are adapting our solution especially to the crypto exchange in order to achieve the uninterrupted liquidity stream and best execution quality. So it is especially adapted to this crypto exchange. Therefore, we call our solution crypto native solution. First, we build
Okay.
it for crypto exchanges, and then we've added industry standard support for other asset classes. And that's how we differentiate from the similar solution in the market.
Okay, I'd like to thank you for participating and really demonstrating this interesting solution. The presentation was very thorough, and I'm sure that this solution will come in handy to many market participants. And
Thank you very much. Thank you, Yam. Thank you for hosting this
see you in
webinar.
the next webinar.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye bye.